What's going on, everybody? It's Sasha, your market expert, and we are live. So it is the first Friday of the month. If you didn't catch my other live video, I'm going to be going live every first Friday of every month to answer any questions that you guys might have. I know a lot of you might be, further out from relocating to Charlotte, or you're just maybe, thinking about Charlotte, or Charlotte's one of the places that you might be thinking about relocating to, or you just want some more information on Charlotte. So, and you don't want to quote unquote bother me by reaching out. So, I want to do these lives once a month. So, this is the second one we've done so far. So, feel free, any questions you have whatsoever, drop them down there in the comments section. I'll be sitting here for as long as you guys need me. So, if you got 50 questions, we'll get all 50 answered with absolutely no problem. So, as we go along, guys, just, drop the questions down in there, and then hopefully we'll get some people on and we'll get some conversations going. Like I said, I don't want to sit here staring at myself on the screen. So let's see what happens. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on a listing agent to respond. I have a client that wants to submit an offer on a property, and we need more information to make our offer the best offer. But unfortunately, not a lot of agents like to answer their cell phones, which is totally understandable, but we need to talk. I need to get this offer submitted. I need to get her in this house, So I'm just going to be hanging out here. Jeez, why is this? There we go. That's a little better. If this other agent happens to call me while I'm going live, it'll be very interesting for you guys, so you can see how I like to get some more information or extract some more information out of people. Let's see. Lady Tina, does NC or Charlotte have a mortgage program the state specifically offers? No, not really. There's there's different programs you can use, conventional FHA, VA, there's first time home buyer programs, and things like that, but there's nothing really state specific. The only time you can get something that's kind of location specific is if the house is located somewhere in like farmland or something like that, so that way you can use what's called a USDA loan, and you'll get like some special perks and things like that. But in this market, your loan needs to be pretty strong. Not a lot of sellers are considering, USDA loans, down payment assistance loans, and things like that. And then it depends on where you live too. There's a lot of mortgage lenders that are licensed in multiple states across the U.S. So wherever you're living, they might be able to help you there. I always tell people, a local lender is the best. What I normally do when I submit an offer, I have the local lender that's here in Charlotte, or maybe they're in Concord or something like that. I have them reach out to the seller's agent and introduce themselves, and hey, I've been in business for 10, 15 years, whatever the case is. I'm local here, and things like that. So that definitely helps a ton. You are very welcome. Thank you for coming on the live. I started a little early. It's 5:30 right now, but we'll get some people hopping on soon. I'm hoping. I'll stay on for about 15 minutes. Hopefully the questions will start pouring in. Tina, where do you live? If you don't mind me asking. Okay, nice. It's insane. Like the most of the people that are like, moving here, California, New York, New Jersey, Florida, Chicago, Ohio, and it all seems to be kind of like those repeat places. And I totally understand why. I mean, the cost of living in California is extremely high, and the taxes and things like that. But so it's very interesting. Aaron, I'm doing very well, man. I'm excited to be back. You guys know from the last video, I got married. I went on my honeymoon and no reception, but I had one of the agents at my office helping me out here and, taking care of all the people I was working with and showing houses. But it's so hard for me to get a phone call or a text message and not answer. So it was a huge struggle, and I'm so happy to be back in my groove. But you only get married once, right? So I needed to take that little time off and recharge for the second half of the year. So I'm very excited. I appreciate it. So today I was supposed to look at two houses with one of my clients. I had one scheduled for 3:30, and then the other one was scheduled at 4:15. A couple hours before the showing, I reached out to the agent. I said, "Hey, a lot of times you'll be on your way to a showing, and then while you're there at the house, you'll see that the house is pending because they won't update the stats or anything." So I called this guy and I'm like, "Hey, do you guys have any offers or anything like that? Do we need to hurry up and rush after we see the house if we want to make an offer?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm very glad you called. We're actually doing a price increase on the house." So I was like, "Okay, but how much?" So the house was listed at 250, which is very low for just the Charlotte market. The median price point in Charlotte in general is 305 right now, and they increased it by 20,000. So he's like, "Yeah, we're increasing it to 270." Which unfortunately just kind of kicked us out. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to go above like 270, 280, and I'm pretty sure that house is going to end up selling for 280, 290. It's unfortunate, but it's just like you put a house on the market for 250, and then not even 24 hours later you do a $20,000 price increase. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that stuff. But it is what it is. Hopefully we'll get this next one. Like I said, the agent is not answering their phone, so I got the whole offer written up, but they're not answering the phone, so we got to see what happens. But if he does call, I'll let you listen in on the call, which might be kind of cool. Aaron, question: when it comes to purchasing land, if it's a plot of land for sale in a subdivision that's mostly developed, can you just purchase the land and hold it for as long as you want? Or so honestly, that's going to depend. It's going to depend, but most of the time, yeah, you can hold it as long as you want. I know a bunch of people that instead of investing in a house or a rental property, they'll just buy land. Hopefully, it's obviously in a good location or something. Then, they hope somebody knocks on their door a couple years later and says, "Hey, I want to buy this," and you can make some money off it. But if it's in a subdivision, it's usually not going to be a subdivision that's kind of really close packed. It's going to be somewhere where the lot sizes are usually a lot bigger and things like that. But another thing, if you want to buy a plot of land and then you want to build a house on it, that land could actually have restrictions. So they might say, "Hey, you can't put a modular home on here. You can't put a trailer on here. If you do decide to build a house, it needs to be a minimum of 2,000 square feet. You can or can't have a basement. It all depends on what the land's suitable for." I'm just rambling here, but long story short, yeah, you can definitely purchase a plot of land and hold it for as long as you can, and sell it down the future. Decide to build on it whenever you like. Do you have to build your house? No, you can keep it. Like I said, every subdivision and stuff is going to be different. Some I've never seen it personally. Some might require you to build within a year or something like that because they don't want the lot to stay empty. Lady Tina, I'm hoping to house hack in the Charlotte area. How often do you see duplexes or triplexes? Not often at all. Not often at all. Charlotte's like a very new city, and when you compare it to older cities up north, even Cleveland, Ohio, where I'm at, Cleveland, Ohio, there was so many duplexes and triplexes, and you're able to house hack pretty easy. Here, there's not many of them. There's not many of them at all. Even multifamily. When I look at multifamily for sale, which is like 2 plus, there's in all of the Charlotte metro area, there'll probably be less than 12 listed. And then in the not so good areas, they'll be pretty cheap, like I don't know, $300,000-$400,000. And then obviously you can go up to the nicer areas where they can go up to the millions pretty easily. But it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to house hack. The best bet would be kind of a roommate situation if you might be interested in doing something like that. But doubles and triplexes, they're pretty hard to come by, and I don't see them often. And usually when they do come up, it's going to be an investor that tries to come in, and they might overpay a little bit and pay all cash, and things like that. But there's plenty of ways you can house hack as well. If you get a house with a basement or something like that, you can end up Airbnb-ing the basement if it has a private entrance or a separate entrance for somebody. You can make some pretty good money with that. And even storage, there's a company right now, it's kind of like that Airbnb Turo model, and people pay you to rent out storage space. So instead of them going to like a public storage locker and paying, I don't know how much, if you have a garage, they're able to store some things at your house and pay you a monthly fee for it. I don't know. I've heard about it. It's pretty new, but it's going to start. We're going to be seeing a lot more of it. Definitely in the future. Aaron Chase, thank you, because I've been thinking lately whether to get my first house once I save up the money for the 7% down payment, or purchase land, then build my dream house on it. Yeah, so honestly, it's all going to depend on your time frame when you want to build that house, um, and everything like that. There's nothing wrong with buying a house now and then building in 5 years or so. Obviously, you want to see where life takes you in regards to kids, job, and everything like that. So. But the good news is, a plot of, obviously it all depends on the plot. I'm helping somebody buy a plot of land right now, and the purchase price is just under 350,000, and that's just for the lot alone. It's a 1.87 acre lot, and it's in Waxhaw, which is a really nice area. And he's going to be building, 1.2, 1.3 million dollar house on it. Um, but yeah, so it can get pretty expensive, but it's all going to depend on the location of the lot and the lot size. But there's a ton of lots out there that are 40, 50, $60,000. So it's not gonna make a huge dent, in regards to you buying a $300,000-$400,000 house as well. You know what I mean? It's not like you're buying two houses. Aaron, is that Skycroft? No, no. We did look at Skycroft a bunch of times. There was a couple lots that we looked at in that neighborhood, and they weren't really suitable. There was no backyard space. My client has kids, so he wants somewhat of a decent backyard. Everything that they had down there was really hilly. There's another lot. I don't know if it's still on the market, but it's extremely close to the street. He didn't want that. So, but Skycroft is a really nice neighborhood if you can find a decent sized lot on it. This one is in Walden Trail, and it's a big lot. It's a big lot. I mean, 1.7, 1.87 acres in Waxhaw. That's a big lot. That's a big lot. Waxhaw is being built up so much that I mean, in the future, I mean, his house, all in, after he buys that land, after he builds that house in the next 5 to 10 years, I would not be surprised if it's 2 million, 2 million plus 2.5 million or so. Waxhaw is a awesome neighborhood. Awesome neighborhood. Not neighborhood, little mini city. maybe I should start doing the live, um, starting at 6 o'clock. I feel like people still might be at work or something. Zach, what's up, man? Any updates on inventory? No, inventory is still low. It's still extremely low. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know what can happen for inventory to pick up. I just don't see it right now. You know, people are people want to sell their house, but they want to buy another house, so they don't want to get stuck. So right now, what I'm seeing on a couple of the offers that I've been submitting, sellers are asking that you buy the house, you close on the house within whatever 30 days or so, and then you let that seller rent the house out for basically free for 30 to 60 days until they're able to find a home. Which puts people in a tough situation because some people can't afford to pay two mortgages for a month or two. But yeah, nothing on inventory, man. I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going to happen. It's um it's interesting. We've had low inventory for years. I mean, for since I've been in real estate, almost 4 years now, and ever since I started, it's been low inventory. It's been less than 3 months of inventory always. Um, Funny thing is, I used to complain when it was less than 3 months, and now we're at point 0.6, which is ridiculous. But somehow we're still getting it done. So. Ah man, Aaron, the video that you recommended for the state portion of the exam, have you watched? Yeah, Travis Everett, I watched him on repeat. I had my headphones in. I'd be walking my dog, and I always listen to him. 7 questions. You got it, man. Just keep at it. Keep at it. They're so tricky. There's in real estate school, there's so many questions that it's like legal questions. So you really, really got to read all the questions thoroughly and make sure that you're understanding everything. Because the slightest little thing they'll just trick you on, and it's not about what answer is right and what answer is wrong. It's which one is most right. So you can have, two or three answers that are all right, but which one is the most accurate? It's ridiculous. I hate the way they do it, but keep studying, man. Zach, hopefully things get better. I'm a bit spooked about the Huntersville area because of the coal ash and that gas leak. What's your opinion on the area health risk wise? Is this something that happened recently? I have not even heard about that. I don't really watch the news, so if it was something that was on the news, I did not catch it. Coal ash and gas leak. Yeah, I see I'm Googling it right now, but it shows April of 2020. I'm not showing anything that's recent, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure to be honest with you. I've gas leak was recent, biggest one in history. Huntersville was high eye cancer rates with something it's related to the coal ash from the plant. Okay, not recent, but gas leak. Yeah, I'm to be honest with you, I'm not familiar. I've never had somebody ask me that question before. Um, I the problem with these things is, the city they put so much money towards finding out like what the issue is for some of these areas, but it almost gets nowhere. It almost gets nowhere. I'm not sure. I just have to do a lot more research. I don't know if it's affecting the whole Huntersville area or not. Um, but yeah, I am not sure. Huntersville's not having a problem with people moving there. I can tell you that much. So I don't know if people don't know about that, like I don't know about it and I live here, or if people just don't mind or don't care. Yeah, definitely. I like I said, I'm here, so I've never heard about it or anything like that. Nobody's ever brought it up as a thing of concern. I know people that live in Huntersville, and they've never mentioned anything like that to me. And like I said, I haven't heard about it, so it's interesting. I'm gonna look more into it though. That's for sure. Aaron Chase, if you were to start over as a realtor, what area of Charlotte and Mecklenburg would intrigue you the most, Uptown or Union County? And isn't that almost like comparing leases to single families? I'm not sure what you mean by that question, Aaron. Uptown would be what's most intriguing to me. Union County, you're about. It all depends on exactly. Union County is huge, so it depends on where you are. But you're about 30 to 45 minutes away from Uptown in Union County. I'd want to stay where the action is. I'd want to stay where a lot more action is. All right, guys. I'm going to stay on for about 60 more seconds and see if we get any more questions, or maybe 2 3 minutes. This live is pretty slow, so maybe I'm not going to do 5:30 anymore. Maybe I should do 6 o'clock or something like that. That might work out better. I think more people might be on. These lives are just tricky because that's exactly what it is. It's live. You know what I mean? So. Zach, do you own a business in Charlotte and do you have a contact on someone that can help me with registering mine there when I come? I have some software business I plan on doing in CLT. Yeah, so I'm in the process right now, but my the guy that does my taxes is doing everything for me. I can get you connected with him. I'm not sure what you're trying to designate your business as, and things like that. But it's not hard, it's not that tough. I don't know if you mean like an LLC, you want to do a C corp or an S corp, or something like that. But no, it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. You got to pay some yearly fees and things like that, but other than that, it's not difficult or anything like that. Oh yeah, LLC is super easy, and you only have to pay. I think it's like $250 a year for your LLC license, but that's you know what I mean. That's nothing. That's nothing. Yeah, it's super. You could do it yourself, or you can have somebody do it for you. If somebody does it for you, you might have to pay them. But it just depends on if you're savvy with that stuff. I don't know anything, and my tax guy knows everything about my personal business, so he takes care of all that stuff. Yeah, definitely. If you need his contact info, because I know you're going to be coming down here within the next couple months or towards the end of the year, so I can help you with that, man. Aaron Chase, I was saying, like, wouldn't in Uptown you be dealing with leases more than single family homes, and Union County more dealing with single family homes? Yeah, for sure, but there's a ton of houses around Uptown Charlotte, but those are the million plus. I mean, man, right outside of Uptown Charlotte, like Center City, you got some of the most amazing homes, ridiculous homes. I mean, you could probably go up to 20 million, 30. It's not all of them, obviously, but you can go up to that. But it's literally mouth watering. I go there and park my car and just walk my dog around the neighborhood and just stare at houses. They're amazing. Um, but yeah, I mean, condos are for sale all the time too, so you can work with those. And that's nice because at a condo unit, there's hundreds of units. You can just work with all those. Mm. Do you prefer Lake Wiley or Lake Norman real estate wise? Well, uh, I don't know if you mean working in. So Lake Wiley, a majority of Lake Wiley is in South Carolina, not North Carolina. North Carolina does have some properties there, and I live closer to there. Lake Norman is going to be a lot bigger. Lake Norman is going to be a lot bigger. I like Lake Norman, like I said, just because it's a little bit bigger. The houses over there are humongous, but Lake Wiley is awesome too. But you just got to remember, most of Lake Wiley is going to be in South Carolina. Darwin, do agents like it if a buyer wants to work with multiple agents and doesn't want to sign an exclusive agreement? How would you recommend if someone as a buyer wants to do this route? Darwin, that's going to be tough, man. That's gonna. I've seen people try to do this, and I've seen people, deceive other people and stuff like that. An agency agreement is there to, not only protect you, but it protects the agent as well. You're telling your agent certain things. You know what I mean? Hey, you're telling your agent, hey, I'm pre-approved up to 350,000. I'm able to put, down 20% or so, and then you go work with another agent, and it's highly unlikely that it will happen. But if you work with another agent or something, or that agent has a listing, you decide to buy it, they know what you're doing, and you got to understand as a real estate agent, I if somebody told me like, hey Sasha, I'm working with you, but I want to work with somebody else too, unless we can team up like and work together, I'm not doing that because you know what I mean? I work hard, you know what I mean? I'm spending my time looking for properties, I'm spending time negotiating, I'm spending time trying to find somebody an off-market deal that's not even available. I'm spending money on marketing letters. I'm knocking on people's doors asking if they want to sell, if somebody's dead set on a neighborhood. And why would I go through all that trouble if at the end of the day, that buyer says, never mind, I'm working with this guy. So I just wasted who knows how much time, my sanity, and my money, and you literally get nothing out of it in return. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you putting in a 40-hour work week at work, and then them giving you your paycheck to somebody else. Would you put in all that work if there was a chance or a high possibility of you not getting paid? So agents won't like. That's why there's an exclusive agency agreement. I do business with handshakes. I don't need a piece of paper to tell me. And most of the people that I work with, they know me, so we have a good relationship. If I'm not clicking with somebody, or I'm not having a good time or something like that, working together, I'm not going to be miserable. I'll recommend them another agent that I know that might fit better with them. But it'll be tricky, bud. It'll be tricky. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Find a good agent that you like, that you get along with, that has some experience, and stick with that agent. If you need more than one agent, you aren't picking the right agent, says Zach. That's correct, man. It's like I said, if you don't get along with that person, it's a nightmare. And guys, when I first started, all my business was from cold calling. So I would be that annoying guy that would call people. And it's so frustrating because I actually care and I actually want to help people, but they don't know you. They don't know your personality. They don't know the type of person you are. So they look at you kind of like nothing against car salesmen, but it's a bad joke and they get a bad rap. But they look at you like that, and I don't like, I don't do that anymore. If I don't, if I'm not having a good time, if I'm not able to, if I see somebody calling me and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to answer this. Like that's just bad. When my clients call me, I want to be excited. I want to talk to them and things like that. Um, that's just what it is. And you might have to go through a couple of, what's wrong with interviewing a couple of agents? You know what I mean? Go meet up with a couple of them, go grab a cup of coffee, see who you click with and that you think might do a good job for you. Try them out, work out, and then, see what happens. And if you guys don't end up, you can always part ways. You can say, hey, I appreciate all your help, but, we're kind of not meshing, we're not clicking. And then, move your separate ways. Do you plan to continue the best places to live series? And if so, where's the Steel Creek one? I'll make one. I want to make one on Steel Creek. It's just kind of like filming. It's really spread out, so I just don't know kind of what areas, what areas to go to because Steel Creek is so big. Most of the time when I do my best places to live, I look at stats. I look at a whole bunch of stats. I go through a whole bunch of articles and things like that. And I'll shoot videos if I agree with what they're saying. But I'll probably do one on Steel Creek. I don't know when or anything like that. It all depends on people's feedback. If people are watching my video and I get good feedback, it seems like you personally like the Best Places to Live series, which is good. So, because I made a couple of them, and they didn't get a lot of impact, or not a lot of views, not a lot of likes, not a lot of comments. So that's kind of how I gauge what video I'm going to make, depending on people's feedback. Zach, last time I was in Charlotte, Steel Creek had construction absolutely everywhere. Looks like it's a growing, but not sure I'd want to live in it during the process. Yeah, I mean, a ton of construction on their main roads. They're trying to do a whole bunch of stuff, and they're still, so they are building a lot over there. I mean, during peak hours when there's a ton of traffic, it's pretty rough. But it's going to continue. There's so much traffic, not traffic. There's so much construction going on everywhere. But there's definitely certain areas in particular that are going to have the most amount of activity, going on. That's for sure. What do I, Darwin, what do I think of the current housing market on a macro level? Oh man, it's very interesting. I don't know if we'll ever see something like this ever again, but I don't know, man. It's interest rates are so low. I don't know if we will. I don't know how old you are. I don't know if we'll ever see interest rates this low again once they start rising. Inflation is coming fast, which is causing asset prices to increase as well. I tend to not pay attention to that stuff, and it depends on what you're buying for. Are you buying for yourself? Are you buying for you to live in the house? Or are you buying as an investment property? What's your end goal? And a lot of people get too caught up with what they see. Sorry, what they see on YouTube, and what they see, people talking about the housing market. I have spoken to people 3+ years ago that said, hey, the houses in Charlotte are overpriced and I'm going to wait till the house prices go down. That was 3 years ago. So now, if they still didn't buy, imagine what they're doing to themselves. Like they're shooting themselves in the foot. At the end of the day, do what's right for you. Only you know what position you're in. You know what I mean? But rent prices are increasing. A lot of the people I'm working with, it's cheaper to buy the house. You'll have a cheaper monthly payment than it is to rent. But then again, you got a lot of upfront costs. You know what I mean? You got to put that down payment in there, closing costs, and then if the house needs some work, if it needs some updates, you got to take that into consideration. You know. I've said this in my other videos. I'm looking for houses too, I I'm in this market, so sometimes I saw a house recently, not recently, 3 weeks ago or so. And I told my wife, I was like, hey, let's put an offer in on this. And I called the agent. She's like, oh, we're slammed with offers. And I told my wife, Sarah, I'm like, I'm not interested. I just don't feel like going through all this BS right now. Because not only am I, looking through for myself, I'm looking for other people as well. So I got a bunch of things on my plate. But if something comes up and I'm able to swoop in, I'll buy it. Get a 3.1% interest rate. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. How expensive is Valentine now? I remember a video you made saying you don't need half a mil to buy here. That sounds like Zach, man, that's so true, man. I made that. That was one of the first videos I made. It was probably the first, like one of the first 5 videos I made. And that is exactly why I love making these YouTube videos because in 5 years from today, 10 years from today, I'm going to be looking back on these videos and saying, damn, man, the median price point of a house in Charlotte was 305,000. Now it's 455. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very funny, and I'm going to be able to read through these comments and just think about that. But Valentine's, I mean, it's not overpriced for the area. It's going to be going up. They got huge projects going on in Valentine. A lot of wealthy people living in Valentine. A lot of old money, as you can say. Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, you'll probably need about $600,000 to get a house at a minimum over there. You can find stuff cheaper, 100%, but on average, you're going to be looking at 600,000 plus. But Valentine's awesome. Valentine's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Zach said, yeah, lots of tech pop in there. I'm trying to get in there. Looks like a good long-term location. We'll see what they qualify. Yeah, man, we'll make something happen. But yeah, I like Valentine. They're actually the Valentine Luxury Resort. The golf course and everything like that. They're gonna be getting rid of that stuff. They're gonna be building a huge. It's gonna be a mixed use development. It's gonna have retail space, office space, shopping, dining, and it's gonna have like a huge park. If you go online, you can look at renderings right now. That's going to bring a ton of money to the area, which the area already has a ton of money. So yeah, long-term investment, yeah. There's very little places in Charlotte that aren't going to be good long-term investments. I'm probably one of the very few agents that when somebody calls me and says, "Hey, Sasha, I want to sell my house," one of my first questions I ask is, "Hey, have you thought about being a landlord? Do you maybe want to rent it out, hold it for another 5, 10 years, and then cash out? Put a couple $100,000 in your pocket, pay for your kid's college, wedding, whatever you need to do." So yeah, definitely. The problem with me, because I'm in real estate, I'm all over the place. I love so many different areas, so many different neighborhoods. Like right now, for example, I have like a top 3 places where I want to buy a house at. And then I'll go home shopping with somebody else in a different area, and I'm like, damn, it's so beautiful here. The houses are nice here. The location's great. And then that one's in like so I'm all over the place, man. But any house I buy, I'm not selling. I'm keeping these bad boys for the long run. I believe in. I wish there was a Charlotte stock I would just hold for forever. I'm bullish on Charlotte. Let's see how expensive. We'll see. Lots of old money. I work in that area, but mainly Weddington. Yeah, Aaron. I mean, Weddington's nice too, man. Weddington's got some really good schools, beautiful houses. I think Valentine has a lot more going on than Weddington. But for people that are looking for, I'm not gonna say slower pace, but a little bit more privacy, a little bit more quiet. Weddington's awesome too. Weddington's awesome too. Zach, where are you looking to buy yourself? That's the problem, man. Everywhere. Everywhere, man. Right now I live in the 28270 zip code, right by Matthews, and I live there already, so I know the area super well. So that's one of the places I'm looking. Indian Trail has some awesome areas, and the prices are still very good. I really like South Charlotte. I love Ballantyne, but Ballantyne's expensive. For me, at least, I'd have to, I'd have to be closer to the, top of my price range. Um, I do like Huntersville. I like certain places in Concord. There's a ton, dude. There's honestly so many. If I could buy a house in each little section of Charlotte, I definitely would, and I will in the future. I'm gonna be building a rental portfolio, and everything like that. And we'll see if I start having kids. Obviously, that's gonna change. The area where I want to be at. I might not want to be. I might want to be a little further out in maybe Weddington, Waxhaw area. It's awesome. And then, hey, I don't see myself buying a boat, but if I ever wanted a boat, I'm going to Lake Wiley, I'm going to Lake Norman, Mooresville, certain places in Huntersville because you can't have boat access. Even Denver, North Carolina, it's a little further out from Charlotte. They're booming too. Denver's pretty cool. Mm. Do you recommend buying a new construction over pre-owned homes currently? We signed a contract for new construction a few months ago on Lake Wiley in North Carolina, and it helped us circumvent bidding wars. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it depends on what you like, I work with people that don't like new construction for whatever reason. And then I work with people that only will buy new construction. So it depends. Me personally, the areas that I like, they tend to be older homes. They tend to be houses built in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I live in it's a new construction. I definitely want to live in it. And right now, I'm working with three people right now that are all looking for new construction. We're just in a lottery. We're in a lottery system. We're having to wait. I'm blowing up these reps' phone calls. I'm trying to do whatever I can for them to get chosen during a raffle, which you can't really do anything. But if you can get in a new construction, that's what you want. Yeah, that's awesome. Most of the people that I've helped buy new construction just in 2021 alone already have equity in their houses. It's crazy, and some of them aren't even closed yet. I have one closing that's happening in August. They already have over $20,000 in equity. It's crazy. Jillian, hello. I want to watch, but I'm in my car. Passenger, don't worry. So the video keeps buffering, so I might have to watch the video back later, but I wanted to say hi. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, watch the video back, and obviously you can reach out to me anytime. Um, um, that's why I'm trying to get in this industry. I love looking at houses, and I want to own a place in every. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I love real estate and cars. I love real estate and cars. They're ugh. um, ROTI. I love Huntersville. So sad to find out about the cancer clusters there and in Mooresville. Yeah, it's I read about that a while ago, and when I moved here too, and the research is nothing. They dump so much money into research, but it's all inconclusive. Um, Zach, new construction is like living in a showroom model house. Doesn't feel homey to me. You can make it home. You definitely can. It's tough. I've walked into some of these new construction houses, and the way they have it laid out, the way they have the furniture and all that stuff, I mean, they make it look so good. It's like, man, I want one of these. Um, it all depends on what you like. Like I said, some people will only buy new construction. Some people don't want new construction. Um, it all depends. And some people have actually maybe had a bad experience with new construction in the past, and that will deter them forever. And some people had a really good experience, and that's all they'll ever want to buy. I love older homes too because of the private backyards. I'm not seeing a lot of private or fenced-in yards with new builds. Yeah, that's correct. So I mean, when a builder, when they buy the piece of land, they divide it up in parcels and they figure out how many houses, they can fit. And obviously they're not going to give everybody a half acre lot to build on, because instead of them being able to build 150 houses, if they did that, they'd only be able to build 50 houses. So a lot of the new construction is going to be, most of it is going to be 0.15 to zero point 0.2 of an acre, most of the time, and you're going to be you're not going to be directly side by side, but you'll have anywhere from 10 to 15 feet apart from each other, and things like that. Let's see. Yeah, and the fences too. Most of them are pretty good about letting you, build your own fence and things like that. But you know, uh, some of them you're not allowed to have like a 6 foot privacy fence. So if you want more privacy, a lot of them won't let you build a 6 foot privacy fence. You'll have to build, a certain fence that they might allow in that community. But if backyard space is something you're looking for, most of the time, older homes will have bigger lots than the new builds for sure. Are you allowed to make your yard private with shrubs? Yeah, yeah. Most of the time, yeah. There's I forgot what they're called, but there's these certain trees, they grow about 8 feet tall, and they're really popular here. So for people that can't have a privacy fence, that can only have like like a 5 foot fence or something with like with the bars, they'll put those shrubs all around the backyard or maybe on one side of the house to get that privacy. So yeah, they're pretty popular. That's for sure. I hope everybody that's watching this is subscribed to the channel. For some reason, there's like, well, not for some reason, some people just don't want to make a YouTube account. But like a large percentage is not subscribed. But I mean, that's all right. As long as you guys are getting some value, that's what I care about. Zach, have you ever looked in Ardrey Commons, Ardrey Crest? How competitive is that area? Zach, man, honestly, like it's almost like every area is competitive. Obviously, as you go up in price range, it's less competitive because less people can afford to be in that price range. But it all depends, man. It's crazy how much timing has to do with it. Um, because I've had a house pop up before with somebody that I've been looking for a while. It just pops up out of the blue. We happen to be there at the right time. We happen to submit the offer fast, and the seller just happens to accept it right away. So you just never know what happens. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Even in this market, I've gotten stuff for asking price. I've gotten it for under asking price. So it's all about timing. You never know who you're gonna run into. But yeah, but I mean, yeah, RG Crest and all that stuff. Yeah, they're likable areas for sure. Zach said, "Not sure if you're religious, but sounds like we're praying together." You're damn right, man. I'm not crazy religious or anything, but I'll pray. I'll pray for a house. Man, I cannot believe the seller's agent still hasn't called me back. I'm staying on here. I want this guy to call me back, and I can get on the phone and share my phone call with you guys. So it'll be interesting. But it's a Friday, so maybe he doesn't work after 5 o'clock. Robert Brown, what's up, Sasha? Finally got a job in Charlotte area. We're thinking of renting while the market dies down. Do you see the bidding war frenzy going down soon? Congratulations on the job, man. Thinking of renting while the market dies down. Do you see the bidding frenzy going? I don't see it going down soon. Not right now. Some people are, because it's so competitive. Some buyers are just kind of getting fed up. A lot of the buyers are first time home buyers, that watch a lot of HGTV, and they think it's, go see 3 houses and then, take 2-3 days to think about which one you want and make a pros and cons list and submit an offer. I'm seeing a lot of those first time home buyers kind of, get upset and take the back seat. But yeah, it's all about, it's I don't see it dying down anytime soon. But that's definitely, an option on the table. Go rent for 6 months, go rent for a year. Kind of see what happens, and then, go from there, man. I'm praying that the prices come down or the competitiveness turns around at least by the beginning of next year, so I don't have to be forced into a new build. We will see. We will see. I just don't know where we're gonna get inventory from. I really don't. And then, listen, it's human nature. We all want the best price possible. We all want the best deal possible and everything like that. But you got to think about it? Would you buy a house let's say for example we wake up tomorrow morning and the house prices drop by 20%? Would you still buy a house, or would you be like, oh man, they dropped 20? Why don't I just wait? A little bit more. Maybe they'll drop 30. Then maybe they'll drop 40. So when is the right time to buy? I have money in the stock market and things like that, and I've been caught doing that too. I'll see a stock dip, 5-10%, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna go down even more, and then I wait because I'm being greedy, and then I don't buy it, and then it goes back up. So if you will, then that's not a problem. But only you know yourself best. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to pronounce that. Hey, for our new construction site, the base prices have gone up 40 since we signed. The house isn't even supposed to be done until February. Original community we wanted went up 90. Jesus Christ, 90,000. Well, listen, if it's gone up 40,000 since you signed, once you get your appraisal for the house, before closing, tell your mortgage lender, have we paid down 20%? If you have 20% or more equity in the house based off of appraised value, you can get the primary mortgage insurance taken off. Okay? So if you really have that much equity, make sure you take that into consideration, because depending on the price range of the home, it could save you hundreds of dollars every single month. Okay? Remember that. Write that down. Watch this video again and record it. Anything you need to do, make sure to do that. Okay? Jamie Katz, hopefully in 2022 it will go down. I hope so. I work mostly with buyers. I want more inventory. I want the prices to go down. You know what I mean? So I don't bring it on. I want them to. No one really knows right now. Only time will answer it. Yeah, nobody knows. And listen, you got a 50-50 chance. It's like flipping a coin. You can say, no, the house prices are going to increase, or they're going to keep increasing for the next 1 to 2 years, or they're going to decrease. Like, you have a 50% chance of being right and or wrong. But I'm boots on the ground. I'm seeing what's going on right now. Eventually, it has to slow down. It's going to. You can't. It's unsustainable. It's unsustainable. Eventually it will, and I want it to. I want it to. Because some of these sellers are getting a little cocky, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm buying a house when I'm ready, drop or not, timing the market isn't. Zach, 100%, man. 100%. I invest in a lot of index funds and things like that. I've read a lot of investing books. It doesn't matter. Anything I personally buy, I'm keeping for a minimum of 10 years. So I don't care. I personally don't care. And if you can get a good monthly payment, which is what you need to be paying attention to, monthly payment is what you need to be paying attention to. Do you think we could get some inventory from the eviction of people who lost their job during the pandemic? We'll see. The eviction moratorium, I've heard so much stuff. I've heard they keep doing, they keep pushing it back and all this stuff. But I don't know if you guys have, probably not. I mean, I do this. So I read articles every day about the housing market and what's happening, not only in my backyard, but all over. Companies are buying houses. I don't know if you heard of BlackRock. They always buy properties. And I made a video a couple months ago saying that these large industries in Wall Street, they're buying up people's houses. They're buying them for a lot over 20, 30, 40, $50,000 over, and they're paying cash and they're just renting them out. There was another article that came out. Something like America is going to be full of renters. These large corporations want to buy up all the houses and rent them out to people. They have so much money. So not only are the buyers here taking advantage of low interest rates, these businesses are just like banks. You put your money in a bank, they make 10 times on your money that's in your savings account at your bank. While you're collecting 0.001% interest on that money, they're putting it to work. So these companies have all that stuff too. Jamie Katz, what goes up must come down. Yeah, we'll see. I'm very interested. Carmen, hi from New York. I enjoy your videos. Not into real estate. My husband and I are interested in moving to NC. Carmen, thank you so much. I appreciate that. A lot of New Yorkers here. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for you. But awesome. I appreciate it. Thankful we got in when we did. September 20, our neighbor just sold for 25K over. By the way, construction is not that bad in Steel Creek area. Sasha, you're the man. Hope all is well. Jennifer says hello. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Danny, I'm glad you guys are doing good. You guys have one of probably the nicest house in the neighborhood. That thing is done up to the nines. That thing is done up to the nines. Thoughts on Jar Jar Binks? No idea what that is. I'm sorry, I have no idea what that is. Foreclosures, I heard, will take a few years to get with the court process. Yeah, I mean, foreclosures could take a while. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I honestly, prices might start decreasing 2023, maybe 2024. We'll see what happens. But right now, if tomorrow thousands of homes flooded the market, people would scoop them up right away because people are waiting. For example, if each house that lists on the market has 10, 15 offers, if all those houses start coming, people, you know what I mean? People will buy them all up. Robert Brown, what's your pick? Davidson versus Ballantyne. Davidson is very nice. Ballantyne is very nice. Davidson, a lot more bang for your buck. They're both good, but they're totally on opposite places on the map. So, it's all going to depend on a bunch, of what location you want to be in. They're both nice. I don't go out to Davidson often. Every now and then I get somebody that's looking out there, and I'll go out there and help them. It's growing like crazy. Me personally, I would pick Ballantyne. I just like Ballantyne a little bit more. But currently, based off your information, we believe that buying a townhouse would be our ideal home. Townhouses are awesome. I like them. I really do. No maintenance. No maintenance. That's amazing. Just pay your HOA fee and things like that. Townhouses aren't as competitive as single family nationwide. You might have 100%. Yeah. A lot of people don't like paying HOA fees and things like that. Townhouses and condos are less competitive, but that don't think that you could just pick it and lollygag around and things like that. You still need to jump on it when you can. I'm dealing with a couple townhouses now, and they've all been selling pretty quickly. Hayes Drew, beware of those HOA fees if you get a townhome. Correct. I've seen a reasonable HOA fees like $250 a month or less, I think. Obviously, if you're going in a condo building or a townhouse that has they have a tennis court, they have a swimming pool, they have a gym, all that stuff, it's going to be more expensive monthly. You know what I mean? But yes, the HOA and property tax on townhomes are ridiculous, especially if you're sharing the walls and not much of a backyard space. Yeah, that's true. Mostly, it's a lot of young people that move into townhouses. I live in a townhouse. I don't have a lot of backyard space, which is another reason. I'll be buying a home with a backyard for my dog and all that stuff. But I'm still going to be paying somewhat of an HOA because doing yard work takes hours, and I don't have hours. So I'm going to be paying a landscaper, which is going to be my, I'll pretend it's HOA or something. Calvin Payne, I want to move from Philly to Charlotte, but want to be in good school districts. There's a ton here, man. There's a ton of good school districts here. There's Google, go on Google. I like niche.com. There's a bunch of people that, their parents go on there. They leave reviews for these schools. That's what I like. I like niche.com. Check it out. And then you also, you can go to charter schools, private schools, all that stuff. So you have a ton to, choose from. Olivia Gibson, we just bought a house in Mint Hill. What is your favorite thing there moving from out of town? Olivia, why did you not call me? I'm joking. What's my favorite thing there? I don't know where. So my parents live in Mint Hill, so I know Mint Hill very well. I don't know what you mean by my favorite thing. It's just kind of like that little downtown area, that Mint Hill has, and they have like that whole little strip. They're building a new brewery over there. There's a Chick-fil-A coming, which I'm sure everybody's going to be excited about over there. But the thing about almost anywhere in Charlotte, you got to drive to go anywhere. Right now it's about to be the 4th of July. Mint Hill at the Veterans Memorial Park, they have a huge 4th of July thing. I don't know what they're doing now because of the whole pandemic situation. They have carnivals and stuff. They have rodeo. There's like a rodeo barn. You watch people ride bulls and all that stuff. Super friendly, family-oriented place for sure. I'm not going to forgive you, though, for not calling me. That grass, you're damn right, that grass grows like crazy. And that's why I'll be getting a landscaper. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but that's a very nice name. Ed-Elaine. I'm selling my house in the next month. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, 0.72 acre in Pineville. Got it at $450K 18 months ago. How much appreciation you think I can get? Thank you. I'm not sure. I'd shoot me an email and I can see what sold in the area. 0.72 acre, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for $450. I'll be honest, that's a little bit on the pricey side. I would just need to see the house. I need to see the house square footage, where at in Pinevilles, and everything like that. But if you want, feel free to send me some information, and then I can pull some comparables for you and see what you could potentially sell it for. Jamie Katz, have you seen homes in Charlotte bought with cryptocurrency? I have not. You so the seller is the person that decides. So the only thing I don't know is attorneys. I don't know if any attorney will hold cryptocurrency in escrow. That's the only thing. But if you did a deal kind of like directly with the seller, had all that stuff in, I don't see why you couldn't. Um, but cryptocurrency is still very new. I'm not saying like new, but a lot of people don't know about it, and everybody, a lot of people have a misconception that it's a scam. So I don't know how many sellers would be like, "Hey, yeah, give me $400,000 in crypto," and then the day before closing, crypto drops 15%. You know, not almost 500. Not almost 500 though. Just saw an HOA on townhome for almost 500 and taxes almost 500 for a patch of grass in the back. Yeah, it all depends. MJ, what's up? Congratulations again. I remember I saw you in Indian Trail. Zach said rodeo. That's it. I'm moving. Yeah, man, come down. Calvin Payne, what's your thoughts on Huntersville? I like Huntersville. A lot of young people. A lot of young people get a lot bang for your buck. You can get some really nice houses at a really good price. I like it. I like it. Jamie Katz, there you go. Zach says a friend of mine bought with crypto in Phoenix. The sellers asked for it liquidated to cash prior. So it's not even a crypto deal, it's just cashing out and giving them cash for the crypto you had. He said it's a tax nightmare though. I don't recommend it at all. Yeah, I don't know. MJ, yes, that's me. I remember, even though you don't have a profile picture, I still remember you. Carmen, yeah, crypto has dropped a lot lately. I know nothing about crypto. I have friends that are very much into it. I don't know too much about it at all. MJ, I'm worried about the snake that was in your parents' backyard. Good news is it was a rat snake. And I guess they're really good to have around. They eat mice and bugs and all this stuff. But I was terrified. It was the first time I seen a snake. I thought it was a black mamba or something. Terrifying. Olivia Gibson, we found your videos after we found our realtor, but we love your videos, so helpful. That's okay. I'm just messing with you. Um, as long as they're good, and obviously they did a good job, and they got you in the house, which is all that matters. That's all that matters. There's a lot of realtors that have no idea what they're doing. So as long as you got a good one, which it looks like you did because you're in the house, that's all that matters. So congratulations. Zach, man, the wedding was amazing. Literally the best day of my life. The best day of my life. Um, all that planning, all that stuff for one night, but honestly, it was worth it. It was so worth it. I've never been happier. I've never been happier. Now I can actually start saving up some money, and not having to spend it on the wedding. So thank God. Carmen, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been 3 weeks. I think tomorrow will be my 3 week anniversary. Thank you, MJ. I appreciate it. Very exciting stuff. MJ, since you're in Mid Hill, they're going to be having. I didn't look, but every year, 4th of July, there's a big fireworks celebration at Veterans Memorial Park. So you might want to check that out. I don't even know what I'm doing for the 4th. Let me ask you guys, since it looks like we got about 14 people that are live on here, would you guys like to see videos on luxury home tours? I'm talking about, I'm talking about $1 million plus properties. If that's something you might be interested in or no. I've been throwing the idea around just because I personally like to see these houses. So maybe doing some videos, but I don't know if people will like them or not. I make these videos for you guys. So I do it all for you guys. So I'm curious. I'm curious. Jamie Katz, yes. MJ, I would love it. You would love the 4th of July thing, or you'd love the luxury home tours? Mom of 3 girls. Ooh, mom of 3 girls. That's rough. I'm joking. All right, cool, cool. Calvin Payne, have you ever did a deal for a home purchase in Charlotte for a client that is honest? 100%. I just this last year, I can't remember how many I did, to be honest with you, but the first one I did, I was absolutely terrified. The couple never went to the neighborhood, never saw the house, the area, nothing, nothing. We literally did everything. I did video tours for them. I did everything, and we closed on the house. They officially became the owners, and they never stepped foot inside the house. They came a couple, I think like a week after closing. I was terrified. I was literally terrified because I didn't know, do they like the neighborhood? Do they even like the house? But they ended up loving it. But oh my, I was almost sick to myself. I couldn't sleep the night before because I'm a worst case scenario guy. So I was like, oh my God, what if they don't like it? What if something's wrong? But they ended up loving it. But you'd be surprised how many people will buy a house without not stepping foot in it, not being in the neighborhood. I'm not gonna say it's common, but I've done it a lot now, especially this past year. So it's interesting. Man, everybody would like these luxury home tours. Now, here's the thing. Um, would you like me to shoot the video of the luxury home tours, or do you think I should hire somebody to film me doing it? That's what I'm curious about. I like doing things myself, but if it's better footage or whatever the case is, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind hiring somebody or somebody that's a videographer or something like that. Zach, 100%, man. I'm always looking at that stuff. MJ, I did drive-bys coming soon listings and put offers without seeing the inside. Yeah, that's not that bad. I've had people do that, and then once we're able to get in the house, if the showings start, we can pull the offer. You can pull the offer and retract the offer. Sometimes sometimes you can't though, so you gotta be careful. But if the house is a newer house and things like that, if you can see some pretty decent pictures, you'll be good. Some pictures do a really good job of depicting the house, and others are just rough, and the house is totally different when you actually go there. Olivia LA, I don't know what language that is. I'm sorry, I don't. I can never do. I have a question. Can I stay in your sofa for a month, please? I'm sorry, no. You're probably a very nice person, but I'm sorry, no. My home sold over a FaceTime video. Yep, I do them all the time. That's how I do my home tours. I do them on Google Duo. I'll do them on WhatsApp video, Facebook Messenger video, all that stuff. And then sometimes if we're in different time zones or we can't quite get the time, I'll film the video myself, and then I upload it to YouTube as private, and then I send it, to you, and nobody else can see that video but you. But then you can share that with your family and things like that. So I've done that too, but it's a ton of work on my end. But I don't, for my clients, I don't mind going above and beyond, doing whatever I need to do. Eddie Lane, is the market still very hot? Bidding wars. I heard interest rate raised a little. Market is still hot. Interest rates did not go up. They'll jump around. Literally, they could jump around daily. A quarter of a percent or something like that. But nothing significant that would pause somebody, or somebody say, hey, no, I'm not buying this house anymore because the interest rate spiked up and I can't make this monthly payment. Zach, my favorite saying is you can't smell the house over Zoom. That's 100% right, but I tell people up front, I don't rip these houses to shreds, but there's not one thing that I don't call out in a house, no matter what I see. So if I walk in a house and I smell something, obviously I tell my buyer, I say, hey, this doesn't smell good. This might smell like mold. No, it's just a cat. It might smell like a cat, it might smell like a dog. Any tiny little thing I see, I'm pointing out, because I know that you're buying a house through video. So I am your ears, your eyes, your smell. I'm all that stuff. So I've gone into houses and I've ripped them to shreds before. Oh man, I've said, hey, listen, you can do whatever you want at the end of the day, but this house is horrendous and I don't think you should buy it. I've said that multiple times before, and I don't mind doing that. MJ, neighborhood tours are good with just you. How about your wife get in on the videos? Yeah, I like doing them. They're super fun. I don't know if she would want to be in the videos. I thought about doing something like that, like taking her to a house and getting her reactions, because the way I look at stuff is different than the way that somebody else would. So I might do that. She might get my views up. She's got a very fun personality. She makes friends with anyone, and she's amazing. So, LOL, Oliva, the missus would say, yeah, double thumbs down. The missus would say. Calvin, what's up, man? I hope you're doing good. Let's see. Are you familiar with a new community coming in the fall located in Harrisburg called Famington? There's so many going up. I want to say, I don't know if that's the Niblock community. If it's Niblock Builders, then yeah, I'm familiar with it. If it's not, then I don't know too much about it. There's a bunch of communities coming up in Harrisburg, Concord, and then like right close to Harrisburg, kind of in the Charlotte area too. I'm gonna look into it though. I'm just gonna come back to the comments and check it out. I'll check it out though, man. Obviously, you have my number and all that stuff. Shoot me an email. I can see if I can pull some more information if I know a rep that works for that builder, and get some inside info for you. How far from Charlotte would you do videos on neighborhoods, local or maybe other towns? I'm just curious. I'm also interested in Wilmington or Boone. I can't go far. I'm not going to go crazy far because I don't know the neighborhoods that well. If I go an hour and a half, hour and a half from Charlotte, I wouldn't know the neighborhood. A lot of the neighborhood tours that I do and stuff are areas that I know about. I've done business in before. I've helped people move there before, and I've been in. I drive around and things like that. So I'm a lot more educated in those areas. Wilmington, that's a totally different lifestyle in Wilmington than it is Charlotte. Charlotte's, it's the big city lifestyle. Wilmington, you're right there on the coast, so things are going to be a little bit different there. But yeah, take a look at Wilmington. Boone is also going to be different. Boone is in the mountains, so it'd be pretty awesome over there too. Aliva, I have no idea what we're talking about. Oh goodness. I'm surprised we're still going at an hour and 20 minutes, but I'm here. This agent has not called me back, and it's been 2 hours. I got all the paperwork filled out for my offer, but it's been 2 hours. Calvin, is Concord better than Huntersville? It's a preference, man. It is a preference. Uh, it just depends on what you want. Um, Concord is huge. Huntersville is huge. I would just. Oh, Pepe's sad now. Jesus. Um, yeah, it's just a preference, man. It's just a preference. MJ, have you ever sold a tiny house? I want to buy one near Asheville. I haven't. I haven't. I would love to. That would be awesome. But a tiny house, I'm guessing, is going to be a lot different because some of them are on wheels and stuff. So you might have to do like a car title transfer, and I don't know if that person bought the land that the tiny house sits on, and all that stuff. But you could buy a little piece of land or something like that and buy a tiny house, get one custom made. I don't know how much they go for, but I've seen them like 40, 50,000 that are pretty nice. That'd be an awesome idea. Zach, is Valentine traffic that bad, or are people a tad dramatic compared to the West Coast? People are dramatic. People are always dramatic. Um, yeah, it's not that bad. It's a minor inconvenience. You might be 10 to 15 minutes late unless there's a bad accident or something like that. But I'm used to it, man. Calvin, are there any good locations in Charlotte to do Airbnb VRBO? Surprisingly, there's a ton. You'd be surprised by some of the areas. In my neighborhood, I have a couple Airbnb listings and stuff. They don't charge a ton. Well, actually, they're charging like by the room. So they're charging like 60, 70 bucks if you rented out the whole place. And I'm over there. I'm in Charlotte, but I'm right on the border of Matthews. Um, you know what I mean? But if you're a little bit closer to, if you can get some Plaza Midwood, Noda, and things like that, you'll be making some money, a little bit more than you would maybe, but there's a bunch of places that I would just go on Airbnb and VRBO and just see the listings, map it out, see the listings, see what they're charging, and all that stuff. That way it'll give you the best idea for it. Carmen, when we went to North Carolina, we visited the city, Mint Hill and Matthews. We liked it very much. The snakes, though, LOL. Did you see snakes when you came to visit? I've only seen snakes a couple times, and I've lived here over 7 years now. Um, so that's interesting if you just came for like a weekend and saw them and stuff like that. MJ says dramatic, extremely dramatic. Yeah, people that come from real traffic, they laugh at this stuff. Carmen, our cousin went to visit and moved in 3 weeks. There's another cousin who bought a house too. Carmen, send me these cousins. You got any more of them? Um, but no, that's awesome. That's really good. If you come here and then 3 weeks later decide to move, I mean, that says a lot about about the city itself. Carmen said, no, thank God. I'm thinking that's to the snakes, or it might be to the question, do you have any more cousins? And she said, no, thank God. MJ, I seen a giant roach in Mint Hill. Call pest control. Yes, they fly. They fly here. They are humongous and they fly. And yeah, you'll have to get pest control. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes they'll just fly in or crawl through the chimney or whatever. But if you start seeing babies or something like that in your house, you definitely need pest control because you don't want that situation to get out of hand. Carmen, he's renting a studio in the city. Yep, yep. Any good food places open on Christmas? Last year I found myself with no food on my visit. To be honest, probably not. Probably not. There's a couple bars that are open, I think, like on Christmas Eve and stuff, but no, I probably wouldn't say so. MJ, yeah, they're big. They're big. I did. Sorry, I was reading something. I didn't freeze. Don't worry. Almost seven. Ugh. So I guess that agent is not calling me back, and I'm just going to need to submit an offer without even talking to them, which is horrible. I hate doing that. It's the worst. Jody, if you live in North Carolina, do you pay taxes on your 401k versus South Carolina? I am not sure. I am not sure, to be honest with you. Yeah, something like that. I don't even want to, take a stab in the dark because I have no idea. Carmen, should we decide to move there and buy, you'll be the man to call. I appreciate that. I really do. Um, and yeah, you should definitely move. Oh. Jody, you are very welcome. Go on the county's website or just call the county on Monday. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you're subscribed. All right. Any more questions that we can come up with? The good news is it's 7 o'clock, so there's going to be no traffic on 485. So I'll be hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be zooming home. Not over the speed limit, of course. Jody, we love Charlotte, but then saw the Fort Mill. Love the area. Fort Mill is nice. I'm licensed in South Carolina too, so I help people buy homes in Fort Mill, Rock Hill, Tega Cay, and things like that. But yeah, super nice area. Fort Mill is nice. People love the schools. There's a lot of families that go there for the schools, and you're right there. You're literally, obviously depending on where at Fort Mill, but you're 20, 30 minutes away from uptown Charlotte if there's ever any events and anything like that going on. So it's awesome. Calvin, me and my wife purchased our house in 2019 in the county right outside of Philly for 132, and it's already estimated we can sell for 210 already. Congratulations. That's awesome. That right there is why I love real estate. Where in the world can you buy something? Obviously, timing is going to matter. You bought at the right time. Um, where you buy a house to live in, and then 2 years later, you know what I mean? You have $80,000 in equity, and you sell it. You're gonna have to pay your commission, your selling fees and stuff. But you can easily pocket um, $60,000 net. You didn't do nothing. You lived in the house. You bought the house. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. MJ, I noticed the roads are not the best shape in South Carolina. Yeah, it just depends. South Carolina, I've been on a lot of like weird side roads and stuff. I'm not in South Carolina too often, but the roads in North and South Carolina, I cannot compare them with Ohio. Ohio, because of the winters, so many potholes. So, oh man, it's disgusting. You don't even want to have a nice car because of these potholes. I'm telling you, it's nuts. Calvin, MJ just moved here from Philly. Jody, we are from Long Island, born and raised with no kids. We cannot afford it here anymore. Done with the high taxes and potholes. I'm with you. I talk to people from New York and New Jersey all the time, and the the taxes is crazy. They tell me it goes up like every year. It's crazy. It's nuts. Zach is in Phoenix. That's why he said it's hot here, but at least we have no potholes. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would like Phoenix. I'd probably like Phoenix. I like the heat. Some people complain about the heat here in Charlotte, July and August when it's 90 plus. It does get humid. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Um, well, Phoenix is in the finals. Zach, you should probably stay out there and see if they win. Maybe you go to the parade and then come down to Charlotte. Calvin, trust me when I tell you I have experienced potholes. I've been to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was only an hour and a half drive from Cleveland, Ohio. But trust me when I tell you, I have experienced them. Jody, $11,000 property taxes a year on a small ranch. That's insane. That's insane. I don't know how much that small ranch costs, but you put that ranch here in Charlotte, whatever. Let's say you're paying $5,000 and let's say you're paying $5,000 in property taxes a year here in Charlotte. The $6,000, you go buy yourself an Escalade or something like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Go, it's insane. I understand high taxes if you have something to show for it. You know what I mean? If the city looks amazing, if there's no potholes, if they're planting trees, if they're making everything look beautiful, then that's great. You can, hey, my tax money's going to this. Look how beautiful my neighborhood is. Look how beautiful the city is. Look at all these amazing attractions we have. But when you're spending so much money and have nothing to show for it in taxes, that's when you get annoyed, and yeah, it's just crazy. Zach, 7 months of heat a year will change your love for it. It took me 4 years to switch. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I heard people that like, go running and biking and stuff in Phoenix, like they go at nighttime, they do night rides or whatever, and then early morning, like 5 a.m. or something. Other than that, they're just, in the house. Yeah, Zach, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna like it down here a lot. Trust me. Jody, I would move tomorrow, but have to get new jobs. Husband is a machinist. I don't think your husband should have a problem, honestly. Calvin, how is the property taxes so cheap in Charlotte? My house is twin, and I'm paying 4,500 in property tax. Yeah, so Calvin, man, it's interesting. I just use like 1% of property taxes. You know what I mean? So or use like 1.5%. Worst case scenario. But yeah, the taxes are suck. Carmen, the crazy weather in New York. This past winter, snow was crazy. I heard that NC is way better. Do you agree? 1,000,000% North Carolina has better weather than New York. It's not up north, it's not even comparable. It is not comparable. It is not. It's not California. California, I've never been, but I'm not naive. California has the greatest weather. 70s every day, sunny 350 days a year, 360 days a year. Um, but here, comparing it to up north, it's not. You can't compare it. The weather is amazing. Zach, I cooked an egg on the road last week. I can text you a picture. That's crazy. I've seen people cook eggs on like a hood of a car or something, but obviously it damages the paint. But that's the hood of a car. If you just did it on the road, that's insane. Jody, when we decide to move, we'll call you. Yeah, definitely call me. I'll help you guys out. You're on the live, you're watching my videos, you like my videos, so you guys are my people. Jody, no problem at all. Enjoy your dinner. Have a good 4th of July. Be safe. Don't go too crazy with the fireworks. All right, guys, we're approaching an hour and 40 minutes. I am about to head off. I will be posting, I'll post this, so if you need something or you want to rerun this video and read all the other questions, you definitely can. Well, we got something coming in now. Calvin, I work for Bank of America, so I'm just waiting on my position to open in Charlotte and I'm gone. Hell yeah, man. A lot of Bank of America people here. I mean, it's Banktown. I do not know how to pronounce this YouTube name. Hey, buddy, we're moving to Charlotte next month, but we didn't find a house yet to rent. Do you suggest a good area to live with my family, please? Yeah, tell me. Shoot me an email. Tell me kind of what you're looking for. You said family, so I don't know. I don't know how old your kids are. If you need a good elementary school, middle school, all that stuff. And then obviously a bunch of stuff is going to come into consideration as far as your price range and what are you looking for, a 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom, and things like. Baby is 1 year old. I'm horrible with I don't know what age kids start school or kindergarten. I don't. You could probably live anywhere if your baby's a year old, and you can rent there for 6 months to a year or a year and a half, 2 years, and then if you ever decide to buy, then obviously you want to get the schools dialed in because you're investing that money. I've I was driving through Greensboro. Oh, Calvin said, "Have you been to Greensboro?" My family all lives over Greensboro. I was driving through Greensboro one time and I stopped somewhere and had some food. It was it was pretty cool, but I don't know too much about it. I don't know too much about it. Housing is going to be cheaper than the Charlotte area, which is a good thing, so you'll be good. It doesn't get dark here until like 8:45. Guys, if you're still watching this and you didn't already do so, hit the like button. If you are not subscribed, do me a favor and subscribe. It's just a click of a button. You guys are like friends to me. Yeah, man, shoot me an email. Shoot me an email. I just put my email address down there. After motorcycle rides in the summer will be first when I move. No more 110 degrees. Yeah, I mean, I used to have a motorcycle too, but 110 degrees, I can't imagine being at a light and just getting baked, especially if you're wearing your protective gear. Oh, after work motorcycle rides. Calvin, I don't know what vegan burger spot you're talking about. I go to a lot of burger spots. I love burgers. We got some good ones down here. Diego. Yeah, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Shoot me that email. All right, guys, I'm going to be heading out. I want to thank everybody for joining the video. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the questions. I appreciate the likes, the comments, everything. As always, I'm truly grateful for all you guys. If there's anything you need, call, text, or email me anytime, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. All right, we got one more question. Chris M, is it true people are paying high due diligence? Yes, very high. Very high. Well, your definition of very high might be a little bit different than mine. If you want, feel free to give me an example. But yeah, you gotta go in heavy with the due diligence because that's what the seller cares about. It shows that you're a serious buyer and that you kind of want the home. Obviously, you need to be smart about it. If a house does not if a house doesn't look like it's in good shape, you can't expect the inspection to go all peachy. You know what I mean? MJ, yes, 25,000 to win my house. MJ, that is very aggressive, and I'm very proud of you for doing that. And that means like you're all in on it. Chris M, 10 to 20 to lock in a home. It's gonna help, man. I've I've submitted offers before the very high due diligences, and they still haven't got accepted. I had one guy. He owns a couple restaurants in the Charlotte area, which obviously means he's very well off. He did $200,000 in due diligence. $200,000 in due diligence. This guy was not playing. He knew what he wanted. And he said, "Hey man, I'm not messing around." It was insane. It was insane. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I asked, we were talking about it. And then I was like, man, so what are you thinking? He's like, listen, Sasha, I want this house. I'm just done. I'm done playing around. Um, and he told me 200. I'm like, to what? Like, what are you talking about? He's like $200,000 for due diligence. And I was like, listen, man, I'm not comfortable doing that because God forbid something happen and you lose that money, you and I will cry together. We will definitely cry together. And he's like, listen, man, I'm just done. I'm done, messing around. And yeah, he got it. He obviously. MJ, I did 1720 before and didn't win any bets. Yeah, so due diligence is obviously a big thing, but there's a lot of other stuff, appraisal contingencies, how long it's going to take to close, what lender you're using. If you're Wells Fargo or something, there's a lot of people that won't go with Wells Fargo that would rather go with a local lender. Wells Fargo, you can only reach them 9 to 5, and you can't reach them on weekends. Um, I do know some good lenders that work and I know how to reach them, but a lot of them know. But a lot of stuff, you take into consideration with the offer. Obviously price, due diligence, and that stuff has to do with it. But there's a lot more things you can do to kind of sweeten the pot and make it look good for the sellers. Chris, if you're in the Charlotte market, call me, man. Let's get you in a house. MJ, yeah, good for the local lender 2030. Yep. Yep. It's crazy. It just depends, man. It really does. MJ, who's the lender you work with? If you don't have to tell me their name. Just tell me what What branch? What branch they work for, if you don't mind? Southern Trust. I have not heard of them. I have not heard of them. Did they do a good job? Did you guys close on time and everything like that? That way I know in case, anybody in the future uses them, or I have a buyer that's interested in buying something that, might be with Southern Trust. 23 days. Damn. They were moving. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really good. Chris, Movement Bank is good. I know a couple lenders that work there. They're a good bank to work with, for sure. Rent back for 10 days. I'm seeing a lot of that now. I'm seeing a ton of rent backs now. These sellers want to sell their house, stay in it for a little bit longer until they find their new one. So I'm seeing a lot of rent backs for 30 to 60 days and free, by the way. They're not paying you for it. You just got to make your offer better. Yep, good, good. MJ, do you have a problem with appraisals or no? I'm guessing it appraised for, for your guys' offer that was, 20, 30K over. Alex, yes, it is. Yes, it is, my friend. In fact, as soon as I get off here, I'm going home and I got to write an offer because this seller's agent is not responding to me. So I need to get that submitted. It did appraise, but we were worried. Yeah, that's very tough. It's very tough with appraisals right now. Appraisal is someone's opinion of value. Sometimes you get a good appraiser out there. Sometimes you do not get a good appraiser out there. I've seen people get two appraisals. One came in higher than the other one. It literally makes no sense, but I've seen it happen, and that's the problem with this market is appraisals. I just had one. We offered $32,000 above asking price, and I was worried about appraisal, but I did everything I possibly could. I put together an entire packet that the seller's agent should have done. I put together literally an entire packet. I did my own comps. I looked at all the upgrades that the house did. I made a like nice little presentation, and I had like a little sign, like a little plastic sign, uh, for when the appraiser walked in the house. He saw my entire packet. He saw my sign and said, "Dear appraiser, please take this packet into consideration when coming up, with your evaluation." And they checked it off, and he actually called me, and he's like, man, really good job, really good job with that. I appreciate you doing that. I've never seen that before, and it appraised. But yeah, I mean, you just never know. You never know. That's what's tough. Yeah, MJ, I'm telling, I do some very like especially in this market. This market has made me like step my game up tremendously when it comes to helping my buyers. And for I'm not like a creative person. I don't think I am. But structuring things and finding ways to do things, I can get very creative. I can get very creative. Now, was there or was there not, a Chipotle gift card attached to that packet for the appraiser? I don't know, maybe. Oh yeah, Chick-fil-A nuggets. The problem is I don't know when they come. Otherwise, I would send a feast. I'd send over a porterhouse steak if I could. I just don't know, I don't know when they get there, so I get all that stuff done, as quick as possible. Zach, is it considered a jumbo loan if your down payment makes the borrowed amount less than like 5, 10K in NC? Zach, so a jumbo loan here in North Carolina has multiple properties. I don't know what just happened, but a jumbo loan here in North Carolina has multiple properties. In Phoenix, a jumbo loan might be something else. Um, well, we could talk about it a little bit more, but that's going to be a question for the lender for sure. That's going to be a question for the lender. I don't want to tell you something that that's not true. Gotcha. Good to know. All right, guys. I'm gonna try to log off for the third time, but if another question comes in, I'll get to it. I appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Reach out to me if you guys ever have any questions. I have no idea what video I'm making next week, so we'll see. But hopefully we'll make it a good one. So make sure to catch it next Friday at 2 o'clock. I hope this live helped you. I hope I answered all your questions. Have a good 4th of July. Be safe. Barbecue. Do what you got to do. Have some fun. Blow off some fireworks. And I will catch you guys next week. Take care.